We are back with the Saints franchise here on Madden 26, and today we're going to be taking on the Los Angeles Rams, who are my Madden 25 franchise team. And they are definitely struggling this year, sitting at 2-5 on the season, and really not looking like they're going to make any type of a playoff push. They're currently on a 3-game losing streak, but they are coming off of their bye week, so maybe they'll be able to turn it around here. But at 4-4, I wouldn't say that we are necessarily anybody's get-right game. We're also looking for a bounce-back game after a rough loss to the Buccaneers last video. Joshua Cordy is going to kick it deep, and this one is underway. Back to return, this one is Donovan Peoples-Jones, and he's going to break a tackle, and he's brought down at the 22. So out comes Tyler Shuck. He's had a very up-and-down rookie season, 1,800 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 9 picks, and 50% completion rate so far in his rookie season. Here's Alvin Kamara up the middle and a nice run. He's going to get up to the 36, a 14-yard gain straight out the gate. Now 1st and 10, we give it to Kamara again. Nice blocking on the field, and Kamara might be gone. One man to beat, but he is not going to beat him. But still a really nice gain up to the 15 of the Rams. And it's another first down. Cam Akers comes in now. He's going to get a nice run, and he picks up about 9, just short of the first down marker. Kamara's back in. He'll get the carry, and he's able to get past Braden Fisk and pick up the first. However, we're going to get called for illegal block in the back, so that is going to push it back there. Chris Olave got called for that one. So now 3rd and 6 from the 12. Shuck will throw a pass here. Throws right side, and that's nearly picked off. We got so lucky there. So now Blake Groupie will kick a 29-yarder. Kick is up, and it's good. And we take an early 3-0 lead. So out comes the 17-year vet, Matthew Stafford. Most likely going to retire after this season for the Rams. We'll see if he's able to turn this season around and finish off strong. Here's Kyron Williams getting the carry. He goes nowhere. Now 2nd and 10. Stafford's in the shotgun. He'll throw left side, completed. And that's Isaiah Likely, who they traded with the Ravens to acquire. He only gets 3 yards on the play, so now 3rd and 7. Stafford throws over the middle. It's Tutu Atwell who can't get across the marker. Good tackle there by Kool-Aid McKinstry. Currently, Kamara is 2nd in the league in rushing yards, right behind Saquon Barkley. But he said he wants to finish up with 1,600 rushing yards. We'll see if he does that. Shuck throws it deep, and there's Brandon Cooks burning Cameron Curl for the Saints touchdown. And we increase our lead to 10 points early on in this game. So we'll see if the Rams can respond here. Hand off to Williams, and he just has nowhere to go. Breaks a couple of tackles, but he ends up losing 4 yards on the play. They get the 4 yards back, but now it's 3rd and 10. Stafford scrambles and just throws it away. Just couldn't find anybody. So Rams just not having a whole lot of luck here moving the football, but we're having all the luck in the world, and what a grab there. Donovan Peoples-Jones comes up with that one. And now we're going to run a toss to the left, 1st and 10. Here's Kamara getting around the corner, and he's going to get the first down up to the 25. So now 1st and 10. Hand off to Kamara on the counter. He goes right up the middle, gets the first down and more, and he is up to the 10. Already over 100 yards. This has been a good game for him so far. 1st and 10. Here's Akers trying to get to the end zone, and he's stonewalled at the 1-yard line. And now 2nd and goal. We're going to go with that goal line. Strong toss. Pimp. Touchdown, Saints. We take a 3-score lead here in Inglewood. And it's looking real bad for the Rams early on. So now here's a handoff to Williams. He cuts it back. Nice run by Kyron Williams. He gets to the 27 for the first. I believe that's the first down of the game for the Rams. But now we're going right back to business, just absolutely stuffing him there. That's going to lead to a 2nd and 13. Stafford looking down the field, goes right side. It's Likely again, but he gets blasted by Pete Werner. His 2nd catch of the game goes for a few. Now 3rd and 6. Here's Stafford throwing right side. He was trying to get it to Puka Nacua, but Kool-Aid was all over him. So now we get the football back, 1st and 10. Shuck drops back, lets it fly left side, and Chris Olave catches it in stride. He's going to burn Witherspoon for the touchdown, and he hits a cartwheel all the while. 24-0. We are blowing out the Rams right now. And now here's Stafford floating this one left side, and Atwell makes the grab, but he pays the price there. And that'll be how we end the first quarter. We are up 24-0 over the Rams, and this could be an ugly one. Rams are moving the football here, though, and now it's the second quarter. Thrown left side, that's completed. It'll be about 6 yards gained on the play for him. Now 3rd and 5. Stafford trying to make something happen and get his team back into the game, but Chase Young has other ideas. Gets the sack. That takes the Rams out of field goal range. From experience, I don't think Joshua Carty is making a 63-yarder. So we're going to run here with Kamara as we get the football back. He breaks a couple of tackles, and he's in the Rams territory. A big run by Kamara. And if he keeps going, we'll have to see what happens. Kamara, another big run up to the 40. That'll be a gain of 8. Now 2nd and 2. Akers checks in. He'll get the carry, and a nice run for Cam Akers as he's going to get up to the 32 for another first down. Now Velus Jones in the backfield this time. Shuck will throw it to him. That's going to be caught for a gain of about 7 yards. It'll lead to a 2nd and 3. Akers is in the backfield now. Akers up the middle picks up the first up to the 18. So it doesn't matter what back is in the backfield. We're just running all over this Rams defense. And here's Kamara cutting it left side. He's going to get into the end zone for yet another touchdown for the Saints. It is 31-0 right now. And this is probably the best game of football we've played all season so far. 2nd and 9 now for the Rams. As here's a screen to Williams, and he's going to pick up about 5. They're just trying to get something going here. 3rd and 4. Stafford in the shotgun, throws over the middle, and it's going to be completed for the first down. Devontae Adams finally makes his presence felt. And now 1st and 10 from the 46. Here's Kyron Williams running, and he breaks a couple of tackles, and he's going to gain about 8 on the play as we're just not wrapping up here. 2nd and 2. Here's a handoff to Blake Corum, and he gets spine busted, but he still gets the first. So now 1st and 10. Here's the play fake. Stafford gets dropped in the backfield. Carl Granderson gets to him. That'll lead to a 2nd and 18 now as we approach the 2-minute warning. Now a draw play, and yep, Jordan Davis had that snuffed out. 3rd and 21. Stafford looks right side. He's going to throw it. Caught by Nakua, but he steps out of bounds at the 48. Now Kevin Dodson is hurt for the Rams. Not ideal for them. As we get the football back, here's Kamara with a nice run. Past the 40, and he's going to get all the way up to the 43 before he's pushed out. He's up to $183 on the ground on 11 carries. He's going to get another one. Kamara jukes out a defender, breaks another tackle, and here goes Kamara into the open field up to the 16. And what a game he has had so far. Over 200 yards on the ground. And Kamara's going to get another one, 2nd and 9. He's up to the 7. And he is already at 233 on 13 carries, and he has a touchdown. And now here's Taysom Hill on the Wildcat picking up the first. Everybody's getting involved in this one as far as getting on the ground. Now here's Shuck looking right side, and it's going to be broken up on 3rd down. The new acquisition, Sky Moore, couldn't make the grab there, so now Blake Groupie out for an easy 24-yarder to make it 34-0, and that would be your score at the half. Just absolute dominance here by the Saints over the Rams, and we'll see if it continues into the second half. But first, let's look at some scores from around the country that you may or may not care about. We got the Colts taking on the Steelers, and here's Jaylen Warren jumping over a defender, getting into the end zone as the Steelers get to 500, beating the Colts 28-20. Now our next opponents, the Carolina Panthers, take on the 6-1 Green Bay Packers. Panthers looking to pull the upset, and here's Bryce Young getting a big run, and he's going to juke a defender out and get to the end zone as the Panthers pull off a big upset over the Packers, 27-22. And in our final game, we have the Atlanta Falcons taking on the 7-1 New England Patriots. Hopefully the Patriots get this W here. But based off this highlight, it ain't looking good. Michael Penix Jr. on the ground, jumps over a defender, and he's going to get into the end zone. Falcons beat the Patriots 19-14. And now we'll look at the rest of the scores from around the country you may or may not care about. The Titans actually beat the Chargers. I'm happy about that. Ravens beat the Dolphins. I'm not too happy about that, but now we'll get into the second half of this game. And the Rams have the football here, facing a 3rd and 6, trying to get some kind of points on the board, but Stafford goes down. It is Nathan Shepard getting back to him, and we get the football back here. And Kamara picking up right where he left off in the first half, getting a nice gain, picks up about 6. That's going to lead to a 3rd and 1. He's up to 242. Very close to that single game record, and he might get it here. Well, he gets a little closer at very least, up to the 36, but definitely had a lane to possibly get it there. And Akers is going to take some of those yards away from Kamara as he picks up about 7. He's having a pretty good game of his own. Kamara back in the game now. He'll cut it up the middle. Nice juke. And he's going to get up to the 21. And for the first time in his NFL career, he is over the 1,000-yard mark with 1,007 yards. But that's not the only mark he's trying to get, as he's going to get a nice run up the middle. And he's going to get up to the 6-yard line. And it's looking like we're going to score here again. Kamara in the backfield gets the handoff. Spins out a defender. He coughs up the football, though, after a big hit by Byron Young. And it's going to be picked up by Nate Landman, the Mike linebacker. So the Rams really luck out there. And I have the football at the 1-yard line, 2nd and 11. Here's a handoff to Williams. He gets outside. Somehow he gets away from my defense. But Hugo Amadi makes a touchdown-saving tackle at the 31. So we luck out there. Now 3rd and 6 for the Rams as they look to get some points on the board on this drive. Stafford over the middle finds Puka Nacua up to the 45 for the first. So Rams are on our side of the field. Defense is starting to bend a little bit, but on 3rd and 5, we bend but we don't break as Pete Werner gets to Stafford there. 3rd and 10 after a really nice punt, and Shuck's going to step up. He's going to take off. Even Tyler Shuck's getting into the running game today. Up to the 23, and it's a first. Now 3rd and 12. Shuck, he's only thrown 6 passes so far. That'll be number 7, and Cooks can't bring it in. And that'll end the 3rd quarter. We lead 34-0. And it would take a very historic performance by the Rams for them to come back in this one. So 4th quarter action now, 2nd and 10. The Rams really just trying to avoid a shutout here as there's a completion left side, too likely for the first down up to the 47. 2nd and 12, Stafford alone in the shotgun. Throws over the middle, that's completed. It's likely again up to the 38. He's really been the focal point so far for this offense. Now 3rd and 1, they're going to go for the QB sneak. I don't know why I didn't get the goal line defense out. But regardless, it's a first down. Quick throw left side. Adams gets dropped. And our defense hasn't been very good this season, but they're playing well today. Stafford throws over the middle. It's completed to Atwell up to the 26. That's his 5th catch. He's up to 44 yards. Now 3rd and 4. Here's Stafford looking over the middle, and that's nearly picked off. Justin Reed just couldn't hold on to it. And instead of trying to end the shutout bid, they're going to go for it here, and we're going to tackle Adams short of the marker. That'll be a turnover on downs. So now 1st and 10. Handoff to Kamara up the middle, and he is going to do it on this one. Gets the first down, and he has also broken the single game record for rushing yards in a game, previously held by Adrian Peterson back in 2007. But now Kamara looks to be the first one to run for 300 yards in a game, and he's going to get that mark as well. He rushes for 1,000 yards for the first time in his career. He breaks the single-game rushing record, and he also is the first man to run for over 300 yards in a game. And unfortunately, we don't get the shutout because last second, Stafford finds Puka Nacua in the end zone for a touchdown. But we're not going to let him get 7 points here, as we're going to get in there and get a block. And we're going to end up winning this one by a final score of 34-6. Absolutely amazing game. Historic performance today by Alvin Kamara and this offense in general. I mean, Cam Akers was running all over them as well. Even Tyler Shuck got a big run as well. And huge win over the Reeling Rams. So like we mentioned, Kamara, 306 and a touchdown on 24 carries. Also had a fumble. We ain't going to talk about that, though. Tyler Shuck went 4 of 7 for 160 and 2 touchdowns. Didn't throw the ball a whole lot, but when he did, he made things happen. Brandon Cooks and Chris Olave both with a touchdown catch of 67 yards. Akers ran for 44 yards and a touchdown on 12 carries. And then Granderson, Young, and Shepard each had a sack. And a pretty good game all around for the defense. Stafford went 28 of 36 for 201 and a touchdown. Puka Nacua, 7 catches, 70 yards, and a touchdown of his own. And a forced fumble block by Byron Young in this one. Jared Verse was kind of quiet. He did have 3 TFLs, but didn't really cause a lot of issues in the passing game because we didn't pass a whole lot. They showed the same games in the weekly recap as they did during halftime, so we'll just look at the box scores here. A lot of these games were played before our game, but the Jags lose to the Raiders, Chiefs beat the Bills, Commies beat the Seahawks, and the Cowboys beat the Cardinals. And our players of the week, of course, Kamara is going to be up there. Joe Burrow was the offensive player of the week in the AFC. And the defensive players of the week are A.J. Terrell Jr. and Femi Oladejo, who had 4 sacks for the Titans. So the next game that I was going to show in this video was going to be against the Carolina Panthers, but unfortunately there was a recording issue while I was recording the game. Basically after the first quarter, everything just got really choppy, so it's not even worth putting out a video for. And honestly, based off the box score, it's really not even worth showing anyways. We end up dominating them. We win 41-10. Shuck went 9 of 14, 126, a touchdown and a pick. Kamara ran for 141 and a touchdown. Akers ran for 114 and a touchdown. So another big game on the ground for our running backs. And Brandon Cooks had a receiving touchdown. Hugo Amadi gets a pick, and Chase Young and Nathan Shepard both get a sack each. Bryce Young throws for a touchdown and a pick. Chuba Hubbard gets a touchdown. And Mike Hilton got an interception. Unfortunately, no Ted McMillan for the Panthers. He's week to week with an injury. And Austin Corbett, the center, also was injured for them. He's out for about 4 to 6 weeks. We'll look at the other scores from around the country that you may or may not care about. The Falcons absolutely stomp out the Colts. And the Falcons are actually our next opponent in this video. Browns beat the Jets. Bucks beat the hell out of the Patriots. The Bills edge out the Dolphins. Ravens win 17-7 against the Vikings. The Jaguars take care of business against the Texans. 24-17 was the score over there. And then we had the Cardinals beat the lowly Seahawks. The Rams bounce back and get a win over the Niners. And the Lions take care of the Commies. The Chargers beat the Steelers. And the Eagles beat the Packers. And now we are going to get into the bye week in week 11. We're still going to show another game, so sit tight. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Hit the sub button if you're new. Over 80% of my watch time comes from people who are not subscribed, so make sure you guys sub. Some of y'all might not actually be subbed and think that you are, so if you want to get those notifications, make sure you guys hit the sub button and turn your notifications on. Back to the video now, as we have the 7-2 Lions taking on the 7-2 Eagles in Philly. And look at this play from Sam Laporta as 2 Eagles run into each other. That's just all bad, as Lions get a win 24-20 over Philly. So the Lions really taking control of the NFC now. The surprisingly 6-4 Giants against the 6-3 Packers as they play this one from the Meadowlands. And Cam Scattaboo running through the fog and getting into the end zone for the touchdown. Giants won this one by 1, 25-24. Can't even see him grittying there. And then we got the Chargers sitting at 8-2, taking on the Jaguars. And here's T-Law juking out a defender. Trevor Lawrence showing off the athleticism. And he skips into the end zone for the touchdown as the Jags get the win 27-24. Gross. Look at that, the other scores from around the country. I don't know what's up with the Titans, but they're actually winning games here. Patriots beat the Jets, Commies beat the Dolphins, Titans beat the Texans, Bengals beat the Steelers, saw the Jags win, saw the Giants win, Bills beat the Bucks, Falcons win, Vikings win, Niners win, Rams win, Broncos beat the Chiefs, Ravens beat the Browns, and the Cowboys beat the Raiders. So now we look at the standings. Ravens sitting at 9-1. Look at the Titans sitting at 8-2. If only they were that good this year, IRL, man. Patriots are at 8-3, Chargers at 8-3 as well, and then we got the Bengals, Chiefs, Jaguars, Broncos, Raiders, and Bills all fighting for playoff positioning, and the Texans sitting at the bottom of the AFC. Lions are at 8-2, leading the NFC. Eagles, Falcons, and Giants all up there as well, and looking at the bottom, we got the Seahawks. And now we look at the Falcons injury list. They're missing Drake London this week and Caden Ellis. Those are notable missing players. Fadakasi is also hurt. But a lot of injuries to this team. So the Falcons really not working with the best deck of cards here. But we're going to have to deal with Michael Penix and this Falcons offense as they come down to the Big Easy at Caesars Superdome. And this is probably the biggest rivalry in the NFC South. There have been 112 matchups between these two teams. They are tied at 56 apiece, and the past two seasons have been split down the middle, though the Saints have gotten the better of the Falcons, mostly in the 2020s, and the Saints have won 7 of the 10 matchups since 2020. So we'll see if we can keep that trend up here, as this is a big game as far as the division goes, with the Falcons currently leading the division at 7-3. While both us and the Buccaneers are sitting at 6-4. And after that return, Michael Penix Jr., the second-year man out of Washington, will come onto the field looking to lead this offense out. No Drake London once again, but they still have Bijan Robinson, who's a threat. But here's a throw left side, and it's completed to Mr. Mooney. Darnell Mooney with the completion for the first. Now 2nd and 6. Here's Penix dumping it off to Bijan. Who the heck named him Bijan? And he's going to get about 5 on the play. Good play there for Bijan Robinson. And now 3rd and 1. Here's a fake to Bijan. Quick throw to Bijan on the screen, and we cannot bring this man down. And that is a problem. He's up to the 45. He gets the first. 1st and 10. They give it to Bijan, and we blow him up in the backfield. Carl Granderson with a nice tackle. That'll be a 4-yard loss. Now 2nd and 14. Here's the fake to Bijan, and Penix just holds on to the ball way too long. We're going to get to him for the sack. That'll lead to a 3rd and 23. And we'll see what happens here. Penix lets it fly right side. And it's going to be caught by Mr. Mooney for the touchdown. I'm just not even quite sure what happened there with Kool-Aid. But that's Madden for you. As Tyler Shuck, who's been pretty quiet statistically the past couple of weeks, hasn't had to throw the football a whole lot, but when he has, he's been pretty solid. And this man has really been the star of the video so far. Kamara picks up 7 on the play. 2 games removed from setting the single-game rushing record. Kamara is at it again, but this time he gets stopped short of the marker. Now it's going to be 3rd and 1. They know the run's coming, so they're going to make sure that Kamara doesn't get there. And we're going to go for it on 4th and inches. They blitz. Cam Akers can't get there. And we're going to turn the ball over on downs at our own 32. So that gamble really blew up on our face. And here's Bijan running the left side. He picks up a yard. Now 2nd and 9. Here's Penix letting it fly left side. It's going to get it to Bijan. And we're just missing tackles left and right. Good Lord. That's on me. I'm not going to blame the team. Jordan Davis is hurt on the play. And now it's going to be a 2nd and goal. Penix throws over the middle, completes it. And it's all the way up to the 1-yard line. And now 3rd and goal from the 1. We're looking for the sneak, and they're not going to get it. Shepard's able to stop Penix there. 4th and goal, they're going to go for it here. Penix, quick throw left side. It's caught for the touchdown. There is a flag on the play as he finds Kyle Pitts. But it's actually going to go against us for roughing the passer. Just a fair warning, you're going to see roughing the passer come up a little bit more as I switched up the sliders at this point in the series. But you won't see it as much in year 2. I haven't gotten to year 2 yet, but I'm definitely changing up the sliders for that because roughing the passer is just quite egregious with the new slider set I'm using. But you know what also is egregious? Letting Donovan Peoples-Jones take it to your 41. He's not the fastest return man in the world, but he makes a big play for us there. Here's Taysom Hill in the shotgun out of the Wildcat. He's not the greenest football player, but he picks up 7 yards there. That'll lead to a 2nd and 3, and he's once again the Wildcat. He's going to run it to the right this time, and he picks up the 1st down. Got to give Taysom a little bit of love here. And now it's going to be 2nd and 10. Shucks in the pistol. He'll roll to his left, throws, and it's going to be caught. Juwan Johnson, welcome back to the party. He's going to get to the 18 just shy of the marker. Shuck stays in the pistol, hands it off to Kamara, and he gets wrapped up, but he is just barely able to get the first there. Now 1st and 10, under 2 minutes to go. Here's a throw right side. Velus Jones has some space and tries to spin. Doesn't go very far. That's going to lead to a 2nd and 6 now. Cam Akers in the game. He'll get the handoff. Akers gets around the edge, and he's going to try to run over a defender. Breaks one tackle, but he's up to the 3. That's going to bring it into the first quarter. Falcons lead 14-0, but we're knocking on the door here, trying to get some points on the board. So now 3rd and goal from the 9. Here's Shuck dropping back, lets it fly. It's going to be caught, and Velus Jones steps out at the 1. I thought he scored there, to be completely honest, but I guess it's time to go with the old goal line. Strong toss. Beep. Touchdown Saints as Kamara gets into the end zone. What a season he's had, man. I mean, we already know what he did in the first game, but just a great season he's had so far. As it's 14-7, Penix throws it deep left side, and this time it's going to get picked off. Justin Reed gets the pick, gets a nice block and a pretty good return up to the 46, as a good old arm punt, attempt at least, ends up blown up in their face. So now from the 46, handoff, here's Cam Akers. He's aching this defense now, up to the 40 for the first down. So now 1st and 10, handoff, Kamara cuts it inside. He's able to get a nice gain of about 3, but now Chris Olave's hurt. Hopefully he's okay. He's definitely our best receiver, so don't want to lose him. As Shuck will drop back, and he's under pressure, and he goes down for the sack. David Onyemata gets to him, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 17. Shuck will throw the screen. He has a few blocks in front of him. Kamara jukes out one defender, and he's up to about the 41. But once again, there's a roughing the passer call. This one actually benefits us. That's going to go against Xavier Watts. So now we have the ball at the 27, now the 26, 3rd and 9. Here's a throw right side, and oh, he just couldn't hold on to it. Olave gets it broken up there. So now Blake Groupie will come out for a 43-yard field goal. Kick is up, and it's good for the Groupie. So it's 14-10. Clawing our way back a little bit. It's a 4-point game now. And here's a handoff to Bijan, but he gets blown up by Demario Davis. That man still balling, as old as he is. And now 3rd and 11. Penix has to throw it away. He was under some pressure, and we're going to get the football back now. 1st and 10 from the 29. Handoff to Akers. We probably could have cut that back, and it would have been a better decision. But instead, we lose 2 yards. Now 3rd and 9 from the 30. Here's Shuck. Chucking it right side, and he just overthrows Sky Moore. And we're going to punt it away after a 3 and out. 1st and 10, handoff to Bijan, and he breaks the tackle, and he's going to pick up about 8 on the play, up to the 38. Now 2nd and 2. They give it to Bijan again. Who the heck named him Bijan? Why is he getting through our line for the first? Well, he's just that damn good. That's really the answer there. 1st and 10, they give it to Bijan again. This time we make him pay. Demario Davis with the big pop, and Nathan Shepard's able to get on top of the ball after he fumbles it. Huge play for the Saints here. 1st and 10 now from the 39. Here's a handoff to Kamara. He gets right through the middle of the line, and he's up to the 20-yard line. A huge gain there for him. Now 1st and 10. Here's Shuck on the play fake. Shuck looking down the field. Throws, and it's going to be caught for the first. It's Juwan Johnson up to the 8-yard line. Under 5 minutes to go. Handoff. Akers cuts it inside, and he doesn't get very far. It's not really going to matter because we get called for holding anyways, as that's going to go on Dylan Radens. You know, I didn't trade Penning away for this, Dylan. Get it together. And then I end up messing up my damn self because we get called for a delay of game. I called a play that needed motion and set the motion way too late, so that one's a user error. 1st and goal from the 22. Gotta love it. Shuck chucks it to the end zone, looking for more, and what a grab by Sky Moore. And the penalty is going to be DPI on Hughes anyways. And this is what we wanted for him when we traded for him. We wanted him to make those type of plays, and he does it right there. Huge play by Sky Moore. Gives us the lead 17-14. Now here's Bijan breaking a few tackles here, but he's finally wrapped up at the 34, just a yard short of the marker. That'll lead to a 2nd and 1. And here's Penix. Under pressure, dumps it off left side. We really could have picked that off, honestly. Stutzman was right there, but we don't get it. 3rd and goal. And we actually have it set up here. We do stop the sneak, but there's a fumble, and they're going to pick it up and get the first down because of it. That's crazy. And now here is Bijan getting a yard. Now Nathan Shepard, who's been really good for us, gets injured on the play. Now 3rd and 3, we send the blitz, thrown over the middle. That's completed, and it's going to be a first down for Ray McLeod. I didn't even know he was still in the league before I played this game, to be honest with you. And now 2nd and 9. Penix is going to scramble. Nobody's really in front of him. He's going to get the first up to the 30, as we're past the 2-minute warning at this point. Under a minute to go now, 2nd and 3. Here's Penix throwing left side, completes it. And there is Mr. Mooney again up to the 16. Now 1st and 10. Here's a throw. Right side, and it's caught by Ray McLeod for the touchdown as the Falcons take the lead right back right before halftime. It's 21-17. So now we got to see if we can make something happen here. They're in a prevent defense, so I'm taking advantage of that and just running it. And Akers gets out of bounds at the 43. And they're still playing back here, so let's get Taysom Hill some work as he picks up about 4. We do use a timeout here. It's our first of the half. 2nd and 6, 21 seconds to go. Here's Shuck, and he's going to throw over the middle. It's going to be completed to Kamara. He spins out a defender, and he's up to the 38. So we're pretty close to where I feel comfortable kicking with Groupie here. 1st and goal. Shuck steps up, scrambles, and he's just going to go up the middle. I'm going to slide here at the 29, and we're going to kick the field goal from 46 yards out. Kick is up, and it's good. That'll take us to the half. Falcons with a 21-20 lead, and what has already been a shootout, and it's looking like it will be the same in the second half. But now we go to scores from around the country that you may or may not care about. Starting with the 4-6 Colts taking on the 6-4 Chiefs. And here's Jonathan Taylor juking out multiple defenders on his way to the end zone as the Colts get right back into the playoff race with a 17-6 win over the Chiefs. And next up we have the Minnesota Vikings sitting at 3-7 taking on the 6-4 Green Bay Packers. And Vikings having a rough season, and it's getting even more rough with Josh Jacobs getting a big run, juking out multiple defenders. And the Packers win a relatively close one, 34-29. Jordan Love threw for 3 touchdown passes in this one. Now we got the 4-6 Steelers taking on the 3-7 Bears. Both of these teams are very much on the outside looking in when it comes to the playoffs. But here's Caleb Williams throwing a screen pass to Cole Kmet, and he's going to take it into the end zone for the touchdown, spinning out a defender. Bears win 24-21 over the Mason Rudolph-led Steelers. And we'll look at the rest of the scores right now. I always got to talk about the Titans. They get another win over the Seahawks. So now we'll get into the second half of our matchup against the Falcons. We have the football to start the second half. 1st and 10. Here's Kamara up the middle, and Alvin Kamara having another good performance, picking up 9 on the play. That'll lead to a 2nd and 1. Kamara takes it to the outside, gets another first down as he's tackled at the 39. So now, 2nd and 10. Kamara in the backfield, shucking the pistol. Handoff. Kamara gets some nice blocks up the left sideline. Kamara to the 30, and he's finally pushed out of bounds at the 23, up to 86 yards on the ground today. Kind of got a relatively quiet first half, but now he's starting to pick things up here in the second. 1st and 10, Shuck on the play fake to Akers, and he's going to be brought down for the sack. Just took way too long to throw that one. Rook Ororo gets the sack there. That's going to lead to a 2nd and 24. And here's Shuck throwing left side, caught near the sidelines, but there is a flag on the play. And we're going to get bailed out big time with a roughing the passer call. That is going to be on Jordan Fuller, the slot corner on the blitz. So now 1st and 10. Shuck throws over the middle, finds Taysom Hill. He's not the greatest football player, but he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. And look at the old man hitting the cartwheel and whatnot, and the flip. Landing it perfectly. Age ain't slowing him down one bit. And we're going to go for 2 here. Taysom in the Wildcat. He's going to give it to Cooks, and that just gets blown up. So remains a 5-point lead for us. But now we got to find a way to stop this Falcons offense. They've been absolutely cooking on offense, and they're going to do it even more as Kyle Pitts. Yeah, maybe Chase Young covering him probably isn't a good idea. He's going to get the first there. Up to the 42. Now here's a handoff to Bijan. He breaks another tackle. Bijan Robinson up the right side, and he steps out at the 23 before he does even more damage. 3rd and 5 now. Here's Penix dropping back this time. Steps up, scrambles, and he's going to get the 1st and more all the way inside the 5 to the 2-yard line. So now we got to find a way to get a stop defensively. 1st and goal from the 2. Handoff to Bijan, and he gets wrapped up. Kool-Aid McKinstry able to drop him for a loss. Now 2nd and goal. Penix all by himself in the shotgun. Throws over the middle, and he's going to find Bijan. He gets into the end zone for the touchdown. And bruh, does he have like a dreadlock mullet or something like that? Just look at his player portrait there. They're going to go for 2 here, and they're going to dump it off to Bijan, and a great tackle there by Demario Davis. Leaves it a 1-point game. So now 3rd and 7, 5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Shuck drops back. And he looks right side, has a man, and it's Chris Olave coming up with a catch up to the 47, and it's a 1st down. So now we're in the pistol, handoff to Kamara. Nice run. Jukes out a defender, and he's going to get tackled at the 34-yard line. And Kamara is over 100 yards just like that. 2nd and 10 from the 34, handoff to Kamara again. He cuts it back left, and he's going to get another 1st down up to the 20. So now 2nd and 12. Shuck will throw it this time. Rolls to his right. Throws, and he finds Kamara, who jukes out 3 defenders, maybe even 4. He's up to the 5-yard line, and it's a new set of downs. So now 1st and goal from the 5. Handoff to Cam Akers, and Akers is going to steal a touchdown here. Right up the middle, and we get the lead right back, 32-27. We're going to go for 2 here, and we got to hit him with the old goal line. Strong toss. Peep. We get the 2 to make it a 7-point game. 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. And again, we got to find a way to stop this Falcons team from moving the football. And we do a good job on 1st down. Bijan gets dropped for a 4-yard loss. Now it's going to be 2nd and 14. And here's the throw left side. Caught. And Pitts is going to break a tackle. And he gets a nice gain of about 10 to make it 3rd and 4. Penix is cooking us. He has 4 touchdowns in this game. And he's going to throw on the run. Has a man there. It's McLeod. And he's going to get all the way inside the 40. And it gets even worse because we get called for roughing the passer. This one's going to go on Jordan Davis. And I want you to look at this play. I want y'all to tell me where the roughing is. He didn't even get touched by anybody. What? Yeah, I got to change the slider after the season. That's going to end the 3rd quarter, however. 34-27 is the score as we head to the 4th. So Penix in the shotgun, 2nd and 11. He'll drop back. Penix looking, left side, finds his man. It's Mr. Mooney again, and he gets blasted by Davis at the 16. 5 catches for 93 yards so far in the game for Darnell Mooney. Now, 3rd and 4, we send the blitz. They're going to complete it to Bijan, and Justin Reed just doesn't get there in time. Touchdown, Falcons. And they get the extra point to tie it up at 34 apiece. So this is going to be an exciting ending, I can already tell. 3rd and 6, Shuck will drop back. Hit as he throws, and he just misses more there as Onyemata got to him. So we have to punt it away after a 3 and out. Now 2nd and 10. Quick throw over the middle is Ray McLeod again up to the 47. And Michael Penix is just absolutely cooking us today. He's going to throw again. Throws right side. It's completed to Pitts, who gets away from Reed. And Pitts breaks another tackle, and he's finally brought down at the 41. This defense just flat out not playing well right now. And here's Penix scrambling. He's going to pick up some yardage. Gets the 1st down up to the 28. And now under 7 minutes to go here in this game. Penix throws right side. It's going to be completed. And it'll be about 6 yards gained on the play. That'll lead to a 3rd and 2. We need to stop right here. They give it to Bijan. Who the heck named him Bijan? And he's going to get the 1st down up to the 6. And some wear and tear for Julian Blackman there. Not liking that. 2nd and goal from the 7. Penix Stays, and he throws to the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. That's going to be DJ Chark. 6 touchdown passes in the game for Penix, and they lead 41-34. 4:20 blaze it to go, and here's a throw underneath to Kamara up to the 30. Now it's going to lead to a 3rd and 2. Got to convert this one. Handoff. Akers picks up the first down up to the 33. That was Jesse Bates on the tackle. Now 1st and 10 from the 33. Shuck looking down the field. Steps up, and he's going to cough up the football after getting sacked. But it's going to get picked up and taken to the 32. The center, Eric McCoy, picked up the football there. Now 2nd and 11. Shuck steps up, lets it fly, and that's going to be tipped away. We're looking for Brandon Cooks there. Now it's going to be 3rd and 11. 2:30 to go in the game. Shuck rolls to his right, throws, finds a wide open Chris Olave who jukes out A.J. Terrell, and he gets the first down up to the 44. So now 1st and 10. Here is the throw on the RPO. There is Cooks getting the first down. That'll be the last play before the 2-minute warning. 1st and 10 from the 45. Draw play. Velus Jones breaks the tackle. We haven't really utilized him too much today, but he does get the first up to the 33. So now here's Shuck. Looking over the middle, finds his man. It's Sky Moore making a play, and he's going to get all the way up to the 15 for the first. So now just over a minute to go. Shuck gets it away last second, completes it. Jawan Johnson gets 5 yards on the play up to the 9. 2nd and 5. Handoff. And there's Kamara breaking through, and he's all the way up to the 5-yard line. We're going to use our first timeout here. 3rd and inches. We give it to Akers, and he just barely gets the first. David Onyemata is injured on the play, so Atlanta uses the timeout. Here's Shuck. 1st and 5. Throws right side. It's going to be caught for the touchdown. Chris Olave comes up with that one. But with the way this is going, I'm not playing for overtime. We're playing for the win here. Pitch to Kamara, left side, and he's going to get to the corner on the goal line. Strong toss, pimp. We're up by a point after the 2-point conversion. Now 29 seconds to go. We got to play defense now. Here's a throw left side. Pitts gets 4 and steps out. Falcons still have 2 timeouts left. 25 seconds to go. Here's the throw. Ray McLeod gets the first up to the 48. And just like that, Penix is over 300 yards passing. He's going to scramble here, and he's going to be brought down for the sack, so the Falcons have to use their last timeout. 16 seconds to go. And here is Penix. Throwing right side. It's caught. And McLeod gets out of bounds with 9 seconds to go. 3rd and 12 now. Here's Penix. He's under pressure. Decides to scramble. He's going to get dragged down by Shepard. And they're not going to have enough time to do anything on 4th down. And we're going to walk away with a 42-41 victory over the Falcons in an absolute shootout. And we could end up having a 3-way tie in first place if Tampa takes care of the Rams in the Sunday night game. But we're at very least going to be up there with the Falcons as we look at the stats. Penix had an amazing game. 24-28, 313, and 6 touchdowns. He also threw a pick and fumbled, and he had 10 carries for 61 yards. Shuck 17-26, 186, and 3 touchdowns. Kamara ran for a touchdown and a $128 on 16 carries. Also had 49 yards and 5 catches. Cam Akers also ran for 1. And Sky Moore, Chris Olave, and Taysom Elliott had receiving touchdowns. Chase Young had a sack, and Justin Reed had a pick. So big performance for us when we needed it. And now we look at some of the other games. Eagles versus Cowboys. Cowboys have a chance to get back in the NFC East race. And here's Dak Prescott throwing an absolute dime and a one-handed grab by Kevontae Turpin as the Cowboys win 27-20 over the Eagles, and they're knotted up at 7-4. And now we'll see if the Bucs actually end up getting the win over the Rams. They're 6-4, taking on the Rams, who are 4-6, starting to turn things around. And here's Bucky Irving running in for the touchdown, reaching out and getting in there. Bucs win a close one, 14-10, and we have a 3-way tie in the NFC South now. And looking at the rest of the Week 12 games, we're looking at Week 13 for some reason. Now we're switching to 12. Texans win, Titans win, Patriots win, Lions get the dub, Ravens win a close one, Bears win, Packers win, Colts win, Cardinals win, Raiders win, Cowboys win, we win, Bucs win, and the Niners win. Looking at the playoff picture right now, currently the Buccaneers technically lead the division. We would be playing the Niners if the season ended today, and the 1 seeds would be the Ravens and Lions, which would be a very interesting Super Bowl if it were to happen. Titans at the 2 seed in the AFC, Eagles at the 2 seed in the NFC. So, interesting playoff picture here. And looking at the records, Ravens are at 10-1, Titans at 9-2 now, with the Jets sitting at 2-9, trying to get that number 1 pick to get a QB. We're currently sitting at the 5 seed technically. Bucks have the 3 seed and the NFC South lead by division record. They beat us at very least. I haven't looked to see if they beat the Falcons yet, but clearly they have done enough in order to get first place in the division. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Seahawks still have the number 1 pick at the moment at 1-10. And next up, we take on Tua Tagovailoa and the 4-7 Miami Dolphins. Then we take on the Bucks in a rematch, which will probably be for the division lead at that point. If you guys are hyped for that, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the sub button if you're new as well, turn your notifications on, and we will see you in the next one.